The cabin had always been a sanctuary, nestled deep in the woods at the end of a long, winding dirt road. Built generations ago, it wasn't modern by any stretch. No internet, no cell service, not even a proper television. Just the whispering trees, the crackling fire, and the familiar creaks of a place worn down by time and memories. At the bottom of the hill, just within sight from the front porch and kitchen window, sat the remnants of an old property. It had always been abandoned, a decayed structure barely holding together, its foundation jutting out from the earth like a broken tooth. The basement was the only part that seemed to resist the pull of time, a hollowed-out cavity in the landscape. It should have been eerie, but it was simply another fixture of the world, something we passed in our ATVs without a second thought. That changed one Memorial Day. The cabin was always opened up for the long weekends, with family arriving throughout the evening, filling the place with laughter and the smell of breakfast in the mornings. It was tradition. Wake up to the scent of pancakes, hear the hum of conversation downstairs, and dive into the day's adventures. But that morning, something was wrong. I woke to silence. No voices, no clatter of dishes, no smell of breakfast. Just an emptiness that pressed against the walls. Groggy, I stumbled downstairs to use the bathroom, expecting to go back to sleep. I should have noticed then that most of the mattresses upstairs were empty. Stepping outside, I found the adults gathered in a tight semicircle, their backs stiff, facing an unfamiliar couple. The man and woman stood just beyond the fire pit, speaking in low, even tones. Their presence felt wrong. Not in any obvious way, nothing grotesque, nothing out of place. Just an unnatural stillness to them, like mannequins placed in the real world. I didn't linger. If it was an adult thing, I wanted no part of it. I turned to head back inside, but something stopped me. A glance at the microwave clock. 3 p.m. That made no sense. I never slept that late, not at the cabin. This was my favorite place in the whole world. I was always up at dawn, too eager to waste a moment. Brushing off the unease, I woke my cousins. By the time they came downstairs, the adults were back inside. The atmosphere was thick, suffocating, but it only broke when breakfast was finally made. The warm scent of food did little to chase away the feeling that something had shifted. I turned to one of my relatives, someone close, someone I trusted. She was always the cool one, the fun one, but now her face was pale. Her hands fidgeting, something was wrong. She led me outside and pointed at the old property, except it wasn't old anymore. Where the crumbling ruin had always stood was now a sprawling, pristine cabin, almost a mansion. The dirt lot had become a paved parking area, filled with sleek SUVs and expensive-looking ATVs. It looked like it had always been there, like it belonged. But it didn't. The couple who had spoken to the adults had invited us over, said they had a family, nieces and nephews at our age. It was supposed to be fun. I nearly ran there on the spot, but a hand clamped down on my shoulder, dragging me back. A harsh whisper reminded me of breakfast, of staying put. I protested, but something in her face made my stomach knot. Inside, the tension hadn't lifted. The older family members kept us occupied, keeping us close, never letting us stray too far. I didn't understand why, but I could feel it. A quiet, gnawing dread settling into my bones. That night, as we got ready for bed, I saw something that made my blood run cold. the patriarch of the family, a man who had seen war and never flinched, was loading shotguns. He handed them off, one to another elder, one to a younger man. Even the smallest, kindest member of the family, the one who had always carried hard candy in her purse, checked the slide of a pistol with unsettling ease. We weren't just keeping to ourselves. We were preparing for something. Sleep didn't come easy. When I finally drifted off, I expected the fear to follow me into the dreams. Instead, I woke to the smell of breakfast. Chatter filled the kitchen. The weight that had hung over the house was gone, replaced by the familiar morning hum of a normal day. Relieved, I sat down ready to eat until I noticed something. The clock read 7:30 a.m. Something about it nagged at me, something I couldn't quite place, until I asked when we were leaving. The answer sent a chill down my spine. Leaving? We don't leave until tomorrow. We just got here last night. No, I thought. No, that wasn't right. Yesterday was Sunday. We were supposed to leave today. I stared at her, and for just a moment I saw it, doubt flickering in her eyes, like a memory trying to surface, but unable to take shape. I ran outside. The property was back to what it had always been, a rotting, forgotten relic. The mansion, the SUVs, the perfect smiling couple, it was all gone. We never spoke about it again. We packed up and left the next day, the weekend ending as it always did. It wasn't until I returned to school that I realized something was very, very wrong. I was pulled into the office, asked why I hadn't been in class on Monday. But it was Monday, I thought. What were they talking about? No, it was Tuesday. I had been gone an entire extra day, and no one could explain where that time had gone. Well, that was today's story. I find Glitch in the Matrix stories fascinating, just like this one. What makes it even more unsettling is that he didn't lose a day. His family did. He remembers everything, meaning the Sunday he lived, the one they forgot, was the real one. It makes me wonder, did he ever confront his family about it when he got home? Do they still remember nothing to this day? Or did he just let it go, never bringing it up again? If something like this happened to me, I know I wouldn't be able to let it go. But I digress. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content like this and never want to miss another upload, go ahead and subscribe. And if you've experienced something eerily similar to this, share your stories in the comment section down below. Lastly, if you thought this story was great and want to help the channel out, hit that like button so more people can discover these chilling tales. I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, and as always, stay alert. Goodbye.